0 to 100 nigga real quick. They on that rapid pay the bill shit. No, that shit, not even a little bit. Fuck being on some chill.
Oh my god, y'all, it feels like I haven't did a video in forever. Today I want to teach you 5 ways to boss up mentally. The mental game is something serious, and I want to give you guys some tips and tricks of how to level up mentally. So I want to start off with number 1. You got to identify every single thing in your life right now. Number 1 is like money, it's all going to be like the layers of your relationships. What does the relationship look like? So that's going to be with money, with God, with your friends, with your partner if you're in a relationship, with yourself. You want to go down the lines of every single thing in your life. And you want to go down it to see if it's in a positive way or in a negative way. You want to identify the roots of everything, because that is going to boss you up mentally. When bossing up mentally, it's all about the mind. How are you looking at yourself? What do you think about yourself? How are you living right now? Are you in a stable situation? Are you in a not so stable situation? Like, you literally have to go down to every single thing that is currently in your life. And you want to do the current. What is the status of everything as of today? Not before, but what is the status of everything currently today? And that's going to be the important part of what is the status of today, because that is going to help you identify the things that you need to work on, the things that are not the best, but they could be better. You want to go down the list because it's important to identify those things. Number 2, once you have identified it, now it's time to put a plan of action. How is going to change? How are things in your life going to change? As you identify them, now it's the next step to actually put it on paper and get it together of the plan of action. The plan of action is all about really elaborating on the things that you talked about, the things that you said were in a positive way. Those are the things you really don't have to work on as much, especially if they're affecting you in a positive way. The things that are negative, you want to go ahead and create a plan of action because you want to change those things. But you have to put yourself in a mind frame that changes the trajectory of how you look at every situation. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you are going down the list of your negative things, and you want to create a plan of action for each set of relationships. So if you currently are, not in the best financial situation, what is your plan of action to change that? Because it's important to elaborate on how you're going to change that. And maybe you don't have all the answers. So you're going to do research. How do I, if you're lacking amount of income that you really want to make, or a goal that you set that you want to do, like if you want to buy a house, or you're about to move, or just anything of the sort, you want to buy a new car. You want to put those things into play of how can I get to this spot? How can I get to this space of getting myself back into a stable situation? If you are struggling with credit, what is your plan to get out of debt? Write down every single thing that you're in debt with, collections, whatever it is that is along the lines of your credit. How are you going to improve that? And that will boss you up mentally, because mentally you're drained from money problems. Mentally you're drained from the relationship. Mentally you're drained from any relationship that you have in general. You are mentally drained. So in order to boss up in that way, you want to make the conscious effort to change the trajectory of each thing that you, and it doesn't have to be tackling every single thing in that moment. You can go down a list and you can take the steps to each one of them, and that is how you're going to boss up mentally. Number 3, after you created the action plan, after you created the action plan, now it's time to put in the work. Number 3 is all about putting in the work. So number 3 is if you stated that you want to get healthy, what is the first step that you wrote down that you wanted to do to start your healthy journey? And that can be healthy slash wellness. With health slash wellness, you want to go down the list of, okay, if you want to lose weight, what is your weight goal? If you want to eat better, what are the things in your life that are actually building on your weight? What is the things that, and if you don't know it, all you got to do is, what you want to do is, after you eat every single meal, how do you feel after? And that is the principle of it, is how do you feel after? If you're tired, very sluggish, and you feel just want to go to sleep all the time, then that's something you want to cut out of your diet, because that is the things that is pulling you mentally, that is draining you, because food that you can eat can be draining to your mental. So you want to incorporate what things are not working for me, and let me take out those things. And you can slowly gradually taking those things away. It doesn't have to be, oh, I'm going to do all of this today, because mentally you're not going to succeed. And I don't say that in a negative way. I just mean in general, when you try to do so much mentally at once, then your body gets overwhelmed and you fall back into that mentally drain, because now you're taking away so many things that you like, so many things that you enjoy, and now you're taking out the fun in what you were doing. So you want to always kind of incorporate the fun in it. If you love chicken, and we have heard so many negative things about chicken, why don't you try plant-based chicken? It's not taking away the whole chicken itself. It's just finding an alternate that helps you better. If you are a sweet person, instead of getting a certain brand that's not so healthy for you, why not try a different brand that's more healthy for you? It's not taking away so much of it. It's just changing the trajectory of how you look at food. And that is just, for example, with money. If you are not a saver and you never saved in your life, then how do I change how I look at money? Mentally, I have to get to that space where I change how I look at money. So how about you start with something small? If you are not in the habit of saving money, why don't you just take $5 out of each check? Put it up somewhere that you physically will not go back and take away from it to get something or anything. Basically, throw it out your mind and literally put it in there as a place. Maybe you can get a jar. They have so many things on Amazon and things of that nature that you can put money in that you really can't take out. And that way that you really build up that saving skill, because now you're just taking out the smallest, then you can get bigger and bigger. But you have to make it fun. You have to make it exciting. Oh, I'm saving because, I'm saving for this, or I'm saving for that. You make it fun, make it exciting, because the more that you make it exciting and fun, mentally, you will get in the space of bossing up, because you are putting in that muscle memory that, hey, I have to do this, or I'm so excited to do this. You want to build up that muscle memory. And that's following number 4. Build up that muscle memory to elevate your life. So what I mean by building up that muscle memory, kind of attach it to things that you already like to do, but then how you boss it up to a different level mentally is you do this before you can do that. So you want to do the things that you really need to do, and then after that you can do the things that you want to do. Attaching something to a positive thing will be a better outcome than attaching it to something negative. So for example, if, like we were talking about earlier, if you wanted to boss up mentally, health-wise, what you need to do, you need to attach it to something that's positive in your life. So maybe after you work out, you get to do this, blank, blank, blank. So for example, I personally have attached, like in the mornings, I love my green juice. So that is my healthy choice that I make of consciously going and getting my healthy juice. And what I do is to create that muscle memory so that I don't attach it to something else. I pre-make it the day before, because I noticed that when I didn't pre-make it, I was attaching it to something negative, like, hey, I don't have time. Oh my God, I gotta go. Then I have attached it to I'm always in a rush, instead of I already prepped for it. So now I'm in a good headspace because I already prepped for it previously. Putting in that muscle memory of attaching it to something good will bring out good in your muscle memory. So that's super, super important. And lastly, number 5, be yourself. Be yourself, but be yourself in your most authentic self. Even though you're in a space right now where you may feel mentally that you're not in the space that you want to be, write down who it is that you want to be. Who it is, what does your everyday routine look like? What does this look like for me? What does this look like for me? Being yourself and your authentic self is really going to level you up mentally, because even though you're not already walking as her, how do I teach myself to build up to that place where I'm walking as her? And what I do personally is I say to myself in the mirror, hey, you are so beautiful. My muscle memory is attaching that I am so beautiful just by looking at myself. And that is attaching to greater things on the other side, because I'm building up that muscle memory of confidence. And that is going to mentally prep me for many things just from that baseline. You want to set the foundation of every single thing you're doing in your life. And when you're being yourself, you're setting the foundation of every single thing in your life. How we talked about earlier in your relationships, you want to attach that to something, setting the foundation of every single thing. And that is going to build the momentum and your muscle memory to know that, hey, this is what I want, and this is what I need from this, and this. And this is how you build up that muscle memory to level up mentally, because you're attaching it to positive things that you think about yourself. When you look at yourself in a positive way, mentally, you will level up mentally, because you look at yourself and everything around you in a positive way. Whoo, Jesus. I hope that was very helpful for 5 things about leveling up mentally. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed this little interesting perspective of mine of how I have leveled up mentally. As you may know, I'm still evolving and growing every single day. So what I said today may not reflect me in a year past, because we're always evolving and changing. But mentally, you always have to set up the foundation of how you look at yourself, how you do things. And if it is not in a positive way currently, don't beat yourself up, because it's just the beginning. Once you acknowledge it, like we talked about in number 1, once you put that acknowledgement out there, then you are able to build up into the woman you want to be, the person that you want to be in life. And that is how you boss up mentally. It's all about putting your mindset, your mind space, and your muscle memory to think positive about yourself. And that is how you boss up mentally. Thank you all for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye, y'all.